Good morning. Alright, I think it's going to be a pretty slow day today because this is what it gets a bit boring. So all it's going to be is sanding, painting, and I, like the rest of you, can't wait till I start getting the electrics in and the electronics and see if it all works. But yeah, unfortunately you got to do this bit. Anyway, what I intend to do today is, the very first thing, I want to put a second coat of primer on the base so that can start drying. Then I want to sand this down and get the first coat of primer on this. Something I am a little bit worried about is because with the base it didn't matter so much, but if I put the back on this and spray it, it could hold it in place. And I forgot to move the bloody motion thing again. So that's better. Move that down here. Yeah, that the paint could actually seal the back, and when I take the back off, I've got a feeling it's going to muck the paintwork up. But I'll have to cross that bridge when I come to it, because if I leave the back off and spray it, then the paint's going to get in all the finger joints, so it might look a bit shit when it's finished. But we'll have to see if I can go over it with a little paintbrush or something, see what happens. I had a look on YouTube last night and I've now got 7 subscribers, so thank you to them 7 people that have subscribed. It's but I don't understand all the analytics side, because it says I've got 7 subscribers. Then there's another bit that says subscribers for the last 28 days, 1. And out of them 7 subscribers, I've only been notified of 2, I think, or 3. I think Owen was the last one that I got notified about. So, and the views are all over the place. In one part it says, I think it was part 8, has got 238 views. In another section it says it's got 126, and then somewhere else it said it only had 26. So I'm not quite sure what's going on, but my YouTube account is a bit funny anyway, because I've been a member of YouTube for years and years and years and years, and when Google stuck its oar in, for some reason my account became a branded account, not a personal account. Now that does limit me, because if I watch other people's live streams and they gift subscriptions or memberships, I can't get them because I've got a branded account. And I was sort of looking into it, and a branded account is basically what it says. It's as if I'm promoting a brand, but I'm not. this is my personal account, and it means I can have other people controlling the content, as you would if you were a branded account. It won't be down to one person, it would be down to like a brand team who could control the account. And yeah, so, and I can't get it back to a personal account without deleting all my videos, which I'm not going to do. And I could download them, that would take God knows how many months, and then re-upload them, but of course that screws all the analytics up, so I'm not going to do that. Anyway, that's my rant about YouTube over. Let's get on and do some stuff. Oh, and the cat zone, by the way, still not right, and yeah, it's lucky he's still got some savings left, but if this carries on with the cat, we won't have. Yeah, anyway, that's enough about that. I'm waffling. Let's get on with what's got to be done. Okay, that's I've got the second primer layer on and drying, and I think I'm going to run out of primer. Lucky I've got one more tin left, but I'll probably have to get some more. I might try some filler primer. Yeah, I might try that. Trouble is, the primer I got from In Excess is £2.50 a can. The filler primers about £6 a can. But anyway, I might try that. That's sanded down, 120 and then 240 again, so that's ready for the first coat. And boy, did that make a mess. Looks like someone had a big sneeze into a bag of cocaine. Bloody stuff was everywhere. And then it's so fine, it's clogged the HEPA filter on my little Hoover, and I wetted down a piece of kitchen roll to try and get it off of here, and the kitchen roll, being a shit cheap brand that it is, just started to fall apart in little, very tiny little bits, so that was a pain in the arse to get off. But anyway, that's that. I'm just going to go and see how the second coat of primer is getting on. It's outside at the moment. I want to bring it into the warm if it's not tacky, so it'll dry off a bit quicker. And yeah, so we're progressing a little bit, but as I said at the beginning, this is not going to be very interesting at all. I thought I'd try something with a speaker grill on the bottom, because if it cocks up, no one's going to see it anyway. So it's like I give the speaker grill a base of primer, and I just give it a coat of like what is it? I think it's Genelite rust effect paint. So when that dries, to enhance it a bit, I might put some crusted rust pigment on it and some light rust, and just see what that comes out like with that in here. And I've bought the base in, so the shed at the moment just stinks of burnt wood from the laser cutting and solvents, and the solvents salt are going to my head, like, you know, a little bit. It's like being on something, man. It's really, really great. But other than that, I did run out of primer on, so the console has sort of got a missed stroke first layer, so I've got to wait for that to dry, bring it in, sand it, and then apply a proper first coat, let it dry, sand it, and then a second coat. And I'm just going to be boring with the main coat, I think, and just go satin black all over, because I don't want it yellow, I don't want it red, and I don't want it blue, and black's the only other colour I've got, and that will make a nice base for art. Still don't know what artwork I'm going to put on it, but we'll cross that bridge later. As I said, it's going to be a pretty slow day waiting for it's like watching paint dry. It is, yeah. Everything's still drying, so I'm just sitting around, just cut some small snowflake Christmas tree decorations. Thought it'd come in handy. I love to do the fine detail that you can actually cut with that, and I said I was going to play around with the speaker thing, and there that is, just playing around with some rust effects. I don't think it looks too bad, not the greatest, but it'll do for now. I'll give it a, I'm just wondering whether to give it a sealing coat, like a top coat of lacquer or something on it. I might try that once it dries, because it's not fully dried yet and everything looks different when it dries. The I can't sand the, where are we? I'll show you. I can't sand the, yeah, that's in a mess now. I've got to clear that out. Can't sand the, that's the second coat of primer on it, but it's not fully dried yet, so I can't actually dry that. And you'll see, I've just walked past something and I forgot about, that's the hold it, let's lock this up, as you can see, and that's the mist coat on that. When I run out of primer, I don't know how that is. I might see that's only been, could definitely do with a sand, but that's only been about an hour and a bit. I don't know, I might leave it for another half hour, sand it, give it its base coat, and at least I can put it in overnight to dry. But yeah, that's that little exhaust thing I've done. I quite like that. It's really, really easy to dismantle and to set up. And this is, I've got to, oh Jesus, I've got to start really organising this, because I've just got stuff bloody everywhere. and that. And whilst I was looking, as always, I found some more glue. That's the non-foaming crystal clear glue, which might come in handy. There's a little mini PC still chugging away there. So I don't know what else I'm going to do. I'm going to pack these up, give them to the missus. Wondering whether to spray paint the fan grille in like a red or something, or a yellow, if it's going to be black, or I might just leave it black. But yeah, see that when it's dry. Anyway, this could be the last video. I don't know, we'll see what happens. I've just put the first primer coat on the console, and lucky the first one I done was only a mist coat really, because for some unknown reason I sprayed the base and not the back. But I wondered why I was spraying it. I thought, oh, there's a hole that I forgot to mask off. Of course, it's the hole in the base for the speaker cables, isn't it? Never mind. So the first coat's on that. Just waiting for that to dry down a bit. Then I can bring it in and I can pack up, because it's getting on a bit. I was thinking though, with that rust thing, I wonder if I could paint that speaker grille as like a sort of rust colour, and even that as like a rust colour, but that would have to be a very light coat, because I wouldn't want to block any of the holes in the grille off. Although I suppose I could pop them with a toothpick. But with that being a rust colour and that being sort of gold, I think that might look quite good. If it doesn't, I can always paint that. But anyway, that's that. Whilst I was waiting, I did cut something else. It's like a little, it's a little coaster holder for little wood pallet coasters. But there is definitely every single one of these was mega tight to get in. So much I even broke a bit off of one of them where it caught going through it. So there has got to be something I can adjust in Falcon Design Space to make it a little bit easier, because at the moment they're a nightmare to fit together. I mean, they're not going to come apart easy, and I don't have to glue them, but I'd like them to go together a bit easier. And these ones with the big tabs was a nightmare. I had to file the corners down to get them to actually start in the hole and that. But this needs gluing, because these tabs, these side ones, weren't tight at all. Don't ask me. Anyway, I'll just give that a bit of time to dry, and then I'll bring it in and pack up. That's the first coat of primer on, as you can see, or you might not be able to see. I've got to fill a few other little bits like down here and that. I don't know whether you can see that in the light. I've got to fill them. Side don't look too bad, and sand it again and give it its second coat. I also sprayed the other 3 colours I've got just to get an idea of what they actually look like. I've come to the conclusion that I'm absolutely crap at spraying with a rattle can, but yeah, that's the one that I want to try to put black over the top of it and then have a play with a laser to see whether I can just get it to burn through the black or what kind of effect it has, to see if you can see any of the colours that are beneath it. As I said, first of all, I don't hold out much hope for that, but it's worth a go. Anyway, that's it for today. It's all done. It's gone 4 o'clock at night now. It's getting dark, so I want to lock and bolt up before I lose the light. And I shall hopefully see you all tomorrow. Have a good evening.